गैलरी व्यू करोगे तो सब देखेगा, सब दिखेगा.
इधर था.
Actually, if you're on the mobile, you just have to flip the screen, and you will come to gallery view.
Okay.
In the case of your iPad, I don't know how.
Even an iPad, I just
flip
because these are all touch me not phone, ना.
हाँ, जैसे करो तो वो
अभी हो गया.
और सरोज आंटी is on mobile.
Yes,
उसमें भी कुछ होता है, उसमें भी फ्लिप करो, बस ऐसे उसको स्क्रीन को कर दो और गैलरी व्यू में आ जाओ.
Right.
अभी तो ठीक है.
हाँ, नहीं, आई एम टेलिंग फॉर सरोज आंटी.
Okay.
Please on speaker. Okay, we'll start with the prayer.
आप स्क्रीन को ऐसे घुमा दीजिए तो ठीक हो जाएगा.
Oh,
Manoj has come.
Very nice.
He came on Saturday. Nidhi is in Seattle with her daughter. You see, both her daughters are there.
Happy, eh? They are all happy.
Yes, they are all fine.
This is Manoj Gangor Vedant class. Namo Narayana. Okay, we'll start with the prayer. Okay? Om Narayanam Padma Bhuvam Vasishtam Shaktim Cha Tatputra Parasharim Cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Mathasya Shishyam Shri Shankaracharya Mathasya Padmapadancha Hastamalakancha Shishyam Tam Totakam Vatikakaramanyānasmadgurūn Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakrito Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Sahana Bhavato Sahano Bhunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavade Tamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Then page 22, our Mangala Charanam. Shri Harim Paramanandam
Shri Harim Paramanandam
Upadeshtaramishwaram Vyapakam Sarvalokanam Karanam Tam Namamyaham. ठीक है. I think we finished on page 25, right?
Yes.
The last para. Any questions?
No.
Okay, so then we can continue. Yeah. So I will start with the first reading. Yeah. Seeing the teacher as Ishvara. So that was actually very interesting, where Swamiji points out that happiness is only in the self. Okay? So it was a very beautiful way in which he did it. Now we see this. The author describes Shri Hari as Upadeshta, which means his teacher. This is a salutation to both Ishvara and Guru, page 25, last para. Because both the grace of Ishvara and the grace of Guru are required here. The word Upadeshta means teaching. So Upadesha means teaching. So Upadeshta means the teacher. Mil gayi auntie? Saroj auntie? Haan. Shri Hari is the teacher. The author does not see any difference between Shri Hari and the teacher. Paramananda means Shri Hari as the self. Because earlier he pointed out Paramananda is happiness, and happiness is eventually only the self. Okay? The source of all happiness is the self. Okay? He had pointed out. So here he is saying Paramananda means Shri Hari as the self, and Upadeshta means the teacher. Ishvaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine. Okay, means Ishvara, Guru and Atma, they are only, the difference is, the Bheda is only in the form. Otherwise, there is no difference. They are all one and the same iti. Ishvara, Guru and Atma iti. So I salute the one who appears in the form of Ishvara, Guru and Atma. The word Ishvara comes from the root Ish, which means to rule. Ishvara means the one whose nature is to rule. Ishvara is further described in this verse as the Karana, the cause of all lokas or worlds. We know that when any creation takes place, there are two causes: the Nimitta Karana, the efficient cause, and the Upadana Karana, the material cause. Efficient cause means also the intelligent cause. To create a pot, for example, you require a pot maker who is the intelligent cause. You also require clay, which is the material cause. This fact of two causes should mean that the cause is twofold, and the form of the word karana should have had a dual ending. But here the word form is karanam, which is singular. When the author says karanam tam namami aham, I salute the cause of the entire universe. Which cause is he saluting? Is he saluting the intelligent cause, or is he saluting the material cause? Who is he saluting? Because only one Karanam is mentioned here. Now this portion is very, very interesting. Swamiji's way of looking at it. So uncle, you can, Bhatia uncle can read this. Only a projected creation can have a single cause. Uncle, you're muted.
You are muted.
You're muted.
ठीक कर दिया.
हाँ, अभी ठीक.
In the world, we see that the Nimitta Karan and Upadan Karan are always different from each other. The Nimitta Karan is the efficient or intelligent cause, which is always centered upon a conscious being. The creator must therefore be an intelligent being. The Upadana Karan is material cause, and like clay, it is always inert. An intelligent being such as potmaker makes clay, which is matter, and shapes it to create a product. This is the usual setup in which an intelligent being has the knowledge for the product and the power to make the product. The other cause is Upadan Karan, the material cause. In the case of pot, this is clay. Normally, these two causes are different from each other because one is sentient and the other is insentient. The efficient cause is sentient and the material cause is insentient. When it comes to the creation of the universe, however, the cause is only one. This raises the question of whether the creator of the universe is conscious being. If he is a conscious being like a pot maker, where does he get the matter from? We require matter in order to create. Where does the matter for creation comes from? It cannot come from himself because there is no matter in consciousness. The only way the two causes can be one and the same is if what is created is a projection.
Yes. Okay.
That is the main thing.
Pause here. So this is a very beautiful way of Swamiji coming straight, to the jugular of Vedanta. He says the only way, because the two things first he points out, that where does the matter for creation come from? It cannot come from himself because there is no matter in consciousness. It's consciousness. Matter means inert. So consciousness can never be inert. It is pure consciousness only. Where is the inertness? There is no inertness. At the same time, we are saying Karanam Tam Namami. And for any creation, we have seen in our creation that we need two causes. Material cause is also required, not only intelligent cause is required. So then, what to do now? The material cause should also be there. The intelligent cause should also be there. An intelligent cause is consciousness in which there is no matter, and that one cause is there. Then, so he points out here, the only way that the two causes can be one and the same is if what is created is a projection. Like for example, you have a movie screen, and on the movie screen you project the movie, and on the screen there's only the movie screen, actually nothing else is there, and you have projected this movie in which there are people and which there are animals and which there are sentient things and insentient things, and everything is there, looks so real, but it is only a projection. So that's what he's saying here, that the only way that two causes can be one and the same here is if what is being created is a projection. If uncle carry on, this is very important. If this is a real creation,
If this is the real creation, the creator and the matter cannot be same. But here they are one, because the projection does not require any matter.
yeah,
When Lord Krishna says in Gita, Matha Partaram Nanyat Kinchi Dasti Dhananjaya, in the 7th chapter, there is nothing else whatsoever other than me. All that is here is me. It means that he is both the efficient and the material cause of the universe. The creator, the efficient cause, must have knowledge of what is to be created and the power to create.
yeah. Here we must remember, Swamiji will bring it up later, is that for us the Upanishad is the pramanam, okay, the actual means of knowledge. And Upanishad has got a statement, Ekameva Advitiyam. So consciousness is that which is one without a second. There is no second thing here at all. There is only consciousness here. If there is only consciousness here, then where did the inert come from? The matter which is inert come from? Where did it come from? It can only be if it is a projection, because projection does not require matter. He says. So now Sony uncle can pick up.
Yes, I will start. Where the effect is, the material cause is. The material cause pervades the effect, but the efficient cause does not. When you buy a pot, the pot maker does not come with it. This is a blessing, since otherwise our homes would be filled with pot makers and tailors and carpenters and all kinds of fellows. So fortunately, the Nimitya Karan is not part of the creation, but the material still has to come, because without material there cannot be a thing. You cannot even imagine a shirt without some material. If fabric is not there, somebody can make a shirt out of a newspaper, perhaps, but some material must be there. If Ishvara is the material cause, he must pervade the effect. The whole universe is the effect, and Ishvara pervades the whole universe. He is Vyapaka, all pervasive. But Ishvara is all pervading. Where he is he? Do we experience him? After all, when we experience the pot, do not we experience the clay also? When we touch the pot, we are touching the clay. The weight of the pot is the weight of the clay. The smell of the pot is the smell of the clay, and so on. Therefore, if the whole world is pervaded by Ishvara, then when I am touching something, I am touching Ishvara. Is it not so? But I do not seem to experience Ishvara.
हाँ, very valid, ये हम सब
Very
लोग की question होगी कि ये
very
क्या है,
valid.
कहाँ है? आप बोल रहे सब पे pervading, it is pervading everything, it is the cause, and this is all the karya, then the cause should, the karanam should pervade, this is a law, the karanam should pervade the karyam. Then, like the pot, then I should be able to touch Ishvara. But where is this Ishvara? So now, Sarojanti, would you like to read?
Yes. A different kind of material cause. This is a different kind of situation, a different kind of material cause. Ishwar is a efficient cause as well as material cause. No doubt, but he is a kind of material cause that is a different from what we are familiar with. We are familiar with a material cause such as a clay. But Ishwar, not a material cause like clay, is for a pot. Clay gets transformed to become a pot and no longer remains in the original form. If Ishwar transformed himself into this universe, then he would no longer retain his original shape. If Ishwar needs transform himself into his universe of means and forms in order to be a material cause, there will be no Ishwar left, just as there is no more clay left because it turned itself into these pots and pans. Therefore, Ishwar must be a material cause from which everything is created, and yet he remains intact. Normally, it is a material cause which, as a clay, does not remain intact. It gets used up. We cannot say that the Ishwar gets used up. Otherwise, whom would we worship? Ishwar is the goal of our life. Otherwise, there is no goal of moksha. Ishwar should remain intact as a Ishwar and still be the material cause because there is no duality. The Upanishad tells us, Sadev Somya Idam Agar Asti
Agra asit
Agar
ekam eva advitiyam.
Ekam Aved
Eva ekam eva
Etam Aved
eva
Avedvityam.
advitiyam. No, auntie, you must get this right. We are studying here. We are in a study group. So you say after me.
It declares that there is.
No, wait, auntie. You will say this sentence correctly.
Okay.
Sadeva.
Sadev.
Repeat after me. Saumya.
Somya.
Idam. Agra. Asit. Ekam.
Aved.
Ekam. Say ekam. Eva. Advitiyam.
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 Advitiyam means non-dual. Advitiyam. Maybe 1 minute. We will use. Auntie, 1 minute. Please wait. I'm going to use some methods. Whiteboard.
आगे पढ़ो.
नहीं पढ़ो.
अच्छा.
New whiteboard. Existing whiteboards. Just 1 minute, okay? I'll write it out for you.
Okay.
Use whiteboard class. Okay. Now I'll use text here. I hope you can see. Okay.
Yes.
Ekam. Eva. Advitiyam. Advitiyam. Advitiyam.
I will practice it.
Ekam eva advitiyam. If I could write it, in the WhatsApp, I will write it for you in Devanagari. Then it will become more simple. Ekam eva advitiyam. Very, very famous.
Yes.
This one sentence is very exactly advitiyam.
Advitiyam.
This is one of the most famous sentences of Vedanta.
Chairman, there is not two. This is only
No,
non-duality.
only one, non-dual.
One ekam.
Ekam eva advityam. One alone without a second. Okay.
It declares that there is no duality.
Mm.
Ishwar is the efficient cause as well as material cause.
Mm.
At the same time, there cannot be transformation because Ishwar gets transformed, no Ishwar will be left.
Mm.
Without being transformed, remaining intact. Ishwar must be a material cause and of the universe. What kind of cause is that?
Wonderful. Okay. So, what kind of cause is that, Anita?
There are two kinds of
Material.
upadana karanas, material cause. The first kind is like clay as a cause for the pot, which we call parinami upadan karana. The clay undergoes parinama transformation to become the effect such as a pot. The other is called vivarta upadana karana, where the cause creates the effect without itself undergoing any change.
Mm.
Our example for this is the rope snake, where the rope creates the snake without undergoing any transformation,
Mm.
without giving up its nature as rope. The rope becomes a snake.
As
But
though.
does it really
Mm.
but does it really become a snake? No. It only appears as a snake. The second kind of creation must be an appearance. It can be real.
It cannot.
Cannot
It
be.
cannot be real.
Mm.
For Ishvara to be the efficient as well as the material cause, the creation must be only an appearance, a projection. It is all
Consciousness.
Consciousness.
it is all consciousness, and consciousness is changeless. It cannot go under any transformation. Really speaking, Ishvara or consciousness is incapable of becoming a material cause because consciousness does not have what it takes to produce. Consciousness does not have what it takes to produce. Yet, the universe is produced, which means that it is just an appearance, not a reality. This confirms that Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. Brahman is Satya, real, true, and the creation is Mithya, appearance.
Appearance. Okay. So here Mithya is taken as just appearance. And you can see whatever is dependent, I'm repeating from many other Vedanta classes. What is Mithya? Mithya is anything which is dependent. It has a dependent reality and which is temporary. These two characteristics will be there. It will always be time bound, okay, subject to time, and it is dependent. Firstly, it is dependent on many local factors. For example, take anything. The pot is dependent on the clay is dependent on atoms, the atoms are dependent on something. So in that way, it is dependent on many local factors. For example, this apartment here, the apartment is a put together. It is a put together of so many things. Bricks are there, cement is there, wood is there, bolts are there, all kinds of things are there. Dependent on many local factors, it cannot stand on its own. Any one material there is cannot stand. So the house comes together only when it's put, and it's dependent on so many local factors. And supposing you are boiled down to one final cause, you will say, proton, neutron, whatever the lowest this thing is. Even that is dependent. It is dependent on the conscious being to reveal it. Right? So everything is eventually dependent. Local factors they are dependent on, and they are dependent on the conscious being to reveal whatever they are. So dependence will be there. and temporariness will be there. So anything which is temporary and everything is dependent, there's nothing here which is not dependent eventually on consciousness. Therefore, it is called as mithya. And there's only one thing which is not dependent, which is swatantra, independent completely. And that is this consciousness, whose another name is Brahman. And therefore, Brahman Satyam Jagan Mithya. The Jagat, because it's always dependent and it's always temporary in different ways, it is called as Mithya. And only consciousness is Satyam. Okay? That which is truth, that which cannot be destroyed, that which cannot be negated, that which is ever the same, that which is changeless. Definition of truth, yeah, which cannot change. It is always in the same form all the time. So that is Brahman Satyam Jagan Mithya. Now it's my turn. Ishvara is Asti Bhati Priyam. The verse uses the term Vyapakam Sarva Lokanam. Let's go back to the verse and see. Shri Harim Paramanandam Upadeshtaram Ishwaram Vyapakam Sarva Lokanam. Yeah. So this Shri Harim is Paramanandam. He is the teacher, Upadeshtaram. And he is Ishwaram. Okay. The one who is the Nimitta, Abhinna Nimitta Upadana, Vivarta Upadana Karanam. This is the technical term. Abhinna. He is both the Nimitta and the Upadana Karanam. But what kind of Upadana Karanam? He is not Parinami Upadana Karanam. He is the Vivarta Upadana Karanam. Meaning without undergoing any change at all. Okay. He is also the material cause. Iti. And then he is Vyapakam Sarva Lokanam. Okay. So, the verse uses the term Vyapakam Sarva Lokanam, meaning the one who pervades the entire universe. Ishvara being the material cause, he must pervade the effect that is the universe. And he does pervade it as Asti, Bhati, Priyam in every name and form. The word Asti means is. Asti means is. Bhati, shines. Why? Shines in my awareness. And Priyam, Swamiji has taken as, it is useful and therefore Priyam or dear. I take Priyam as it is dear because there's divinity shining in and through everything. And what is most dear is the Sri Hari, the divinity that is there in and through everything. And therefore it is dear. Iti. What our Bhatti uncle had said last time. Iti. When you said no, happiness is in everything because Ishvara is in everything. Iti. Same thing. So, and it is, everything is useful to somebody in some situation. So everything has the potential of being dear or a source of happiness. All names and forms in the universe are pervaded by Asti, Bhati, Priyam. Asti means is, Bhati means shines in my awareness, and Priyam is dear because it is the divinity which shines in and through everything. So Ishvara is Vyapaka, all pervasive, not in the sense of spatially stretching out and pervading, but rather as the Adhishtanam or the substratum, like the rope is for the snake or the screen is for the movie. Okay? Ishvara is the teacher. You can go over all of this, mull over it when we finish, think over it for one whole week and see what comes up as a question, if at all, for you. Yeah. So Ishvara is Upadeshta, the teacher. Okay. Bhatti uncle, you can take that.
Ishvara is Upadeshta, the teacher. He is the embodiment of grace because he undergoes all the trouble to become a teacher. Why should he become a teacher? He is there in the Vaikuntha, enjoying himself. So why should he come down here? Why take an incarnation as Rama and then commence 14 years of exile, going to the forest and all that? Why does he deliberately undertake all these troubles? We could just as well ask why a mother does all the things she does. Why does she stay awake for her child? The baby is crying and wets the bed, so she cleans and dries the sheets. Why? Just out of love. That is the definition of love. There is always sacrifice involved. There is no love without sacrifice. Ishvara also must sacrifice, as he has to become an ordinary human being and go through whatever trials and tribulations are there. As an expression of Kripa, grace, the Ishvara comes before me as my teacher. There is no way for me to gain this knowledge without Ishwar Kripa. When he comes as a Guru, then Guru Kripa is also there. Only then there can be Shastra Kripa, unfolding of the scripture, and then Atma Kripa, the grace of the sun.
Okay, nice. Nothing much there. Suni uncle?
I salute that Ishvara. Tam namami aham, so that Ishvara. I offer my salutation, my prostration. The salutation or prostration symbolizes my spirit of surrender. Surrender always involves trust. I surrender because I have the total trust that I am protected and will be taken care of. Surrendering to anybody is a risky thing. Someone can take advantage of you. So surrender should be done only to a worthy being. Who can be worthier than Shri Hari in the form of any teacher, my teacher? The ultimate limit of salutation, like the limit in algebra, is where even the duality between the saluter and the saluted does not remain. What do you surrender? You surrender your ego, which means you surrender yourself. The ego becomes subtler and ultimately dissolved completely. For someone like Sri Shankaracharya, salutation is also the thing, but the nature of knowledge, knowing of Shri Hari, the teacher, as his own self. Therefore, when he salutes everybody. Shri Hari is saluted, Ishvara is saluted, the teacher is saluted, and the self is also saluted because what ultimately remains is the self.
Yeah. Here I'll just say something about the ego, no? That the ego ultimately dissolves completely. So the ego dissolving is basically, what does ego dissolving really mean? Ego dissolving means it will dissolve. Physically, some ego will dissolve. No, there's only recognition that the ego is mithya. Recognition that this ego here, mithya means false, is a false entity, is masquerading as I. See, what is ego? Last time we saw there is I am. Okay, let's have some fun. Okay? Whiteboards. Okay. Oh, what is this? 1 minute, huh? It's got all new things, no? Okay, so I'm going to remove that Ekameva Advitiya. How do I clear this? Earlier it was so easy, no? Now it's all different. Okay. Okay. So last time we saw, we have this I am, okay, which is a vritti. Vritti means a thought. And that thought is a manifestation of consciousness. Self-effulgent consciousness is manifesting as I am. To this I am, we have added what? I am body, I am mind, I am so and so, extra, all my roles, whatever. Now this creates an entity called, and this entity where the plus is there, okay, where there is a plus, I am so and so. When we say I am so and so, already that is the ego. Okay, so the I am is now taking upon itself many different conditions. That is called as the ego, the ahankara. It calls itself as I. So body is now being called as I, mind is being called as I, everything is being called as I, except we don't recognize that consciousness is I, iti. So if one is to say ego dissolves, what does it mean? It only means that this part has to be, it is not that it's going to go away. Body will still be there, mind will still be there, our roles will still be there, everything will be there. But there will be recognition that when I am doing this, I am body, there is recognition that that is not the true I. The true I is I am consciousness, Satchidananda. And therefore, this entity created here, I am plus body, this thing, is recognized as mithya. That this is a false and I cannot take it to be real. I cannot take it to be my truth. Okay? It is considered as a false entity. It is understood as mithya. That is the dissolving of the ego. That means what? Only Ishvara is Satyam. Hari, Sri Hari remains as the self and Sri Hari is the Satyam. Iti. That is what eventually it means. Okay? That's why he's saying Sri Hari is the self. So for someone like Sri Shankaracharya, salutation is also nothing but the nature of knowledge. Knowing Sri Hari, the teacher, as his own self. That's what is left there. Therefore, when he salutes, and Sri Hari is everybody. So when he salutes Sri Hari, he salutes everybody. Sri Hari is saluted, Ishvara is saluted, teacher is saluted, self is saluted. Because what ultimately remains is Sri Hari or the self. It becomes, both are the same. Yeah. I think we have about 4 minutes in which I will read very quickly. Okay. So this is a very simple portion and we'll finish with that and come to verse 2 next time. 4 factors to be known before study. Having done the Mangala Charana, the author now proceeds to explain 4 factors to be known before study of any book. We have done all this in Tattva Bodha. Just because you write something, it doesn't mean people will read it. Usually at the start of every book, there is a preface giving you an overview of what that book contains. It tells what is the subject matter and the benefit of reading this book. Even when you write a little blurb on the back cover of the book, you say a little about the subject matter and what would be the result of reading this book. Only then people will read it. Any intelligent person should think, before I read this book, let me see what it is about. Firstly, it should be a subject matter. Subject matter is called as Vishaya. I am interested in. Secondly, I should have the qualification to benefit from reading it. I should be an adhikari. And thirdly, it should benefit me. There should be a prayojana for me. There is a 4th aspect also, namely, that I need to know the connection between the study and the result. मैं ऐसे पढ़ूंगा, ये study करूंगा, तो result क्या आएगा? And what is my connection to that? Iti. For example, if Orissa Tourism Department sends you some information about Orissa, you may read and think you're interested and you have the money to travel there. But merely knowing about Orissa is not enough. You must travel there. So some karma is involved. So between the knowledge of this tourism book and the result, namely that I want to see a certain monument or visit a certain temple, there is some karma. We call this the sambandha, the relationship between the knowledge and the ultimate benefit that I want. That should also be clear to me. Whether I go or not is then based upon my understanding of that sambandha. It may discourage me or encourage me depending on the case. These four things to be known are called Anubandha Chatushtaya. What are the four things? Subject matter, qualification, benefit, and the connection. Yeah. So Vishaya, Adhikari, Prayojana, and Sambandha. We had done this in Tattvabodha. These four things are called as the Anubandha Chatushtaya. Chatushtaya means a group of four. And Anubandha means that which binds you. That which binds you with the book, that which prompts you to study the book is called as the Anubandha Chatushtaya. Every intelligent person should always provide this. And this is what the teacher has to do. The teacher has to establish the connection between the student and the benefit that comes from that learning. This is necessary because people are motivated by self-benefit and nothing else. Students get bored easily. So the teacher's job is to make the students see that studying this subject or topic is going to create a personal benefit to the student. What is taught must be connected to the self, because only then will that thing create interest in the student. This is what every author should do. These fourfold factors will bind me or connect me to the text. So the next verse gives this Anubandha Chatushtaya to the person who is discerning. Discerning people will proceed to study something only when these four factors are present. In presenting these four factors, there is also a pratigna, a proposition made by the author concerning what he is going to compose. Yeah. So this we will see again next time. So your homework is to go over and read what we have done, mull over it, think over it, especially about the projected universe, and see if any question comes up, and then next time we'll take it, yeah, accordingly. Okay. Oh, now it's a very troubled times, so it's good for all of us to sit down for a few minutes of prayer. We can just do simple Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Okay? Very heartfelt prayer that, I put the Sankalpa, no, I don't remember it. I put the Sankalpa in the prayer group. Yeah, with some Sankalpa like that. It's good for all of us to pray for these troubled times. See? That there be peace. I don't know if we really want peace, but at least even if there's a cleansing taking place, with minimum dukkha to innocent people. Yeah, with that prayer. Yeah. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Asato Ma Satgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Oh. Namo
Thank you,
Oh,
Guruma.
no.